So you can see about the revision phase. So I'm going to quickly tell you a few aspects here. JEE or NEET 2023 aspirants. See, a lot of students in the past have asked me, sir, why don't you go the YouTube way? In fact, many people suggested, sir, in YouTube you are going to have a wider base. Many students can go through the content. Well, I agree on all those aspects, but my only issue with YouTube is there will be a lot of distractions. Focus approach will not be there. Structured approach will not be there on YouTube. And what happens invariably in YouTube is if you are going to go and play some particular video, and then there will be so many other recommendations. Human mind is so fragile, that's why they call it the monkey mind. It's so fragile that when you are going to go through some particular content, the kind of suggestions that YouTube gives you, it prompts you to go and click that particular thing. It's basically a consumerism mentality. So I have kind of in my past, I have tried to deliberately avoid YouTube content and keep it to as minimal as possible, right? And next, so one more very important aspect that you as an aspirant should know. Generally, there are so many channels in YouTube. I don't know what they think, whether they care about the psychology of students. They play with the fear of missing out. See, one particular example I can tell you is in the recent past, so many channels started talking about January JEE main, January JEE main, and then many people actually got nervous. Students got nervous. They went into a high mode of preparation, right? So avoid all these things. Just focus on your preparation. You need to have a structured approach. How you need to be preparing. You need to plan out things. You need to enhance your thinking abilities. You need to do simple things properly. And one more thing, the issue in YouTube is so many content creators or so many, I wouldn't want to call them educators. Well, there are really good educators as well who take minor help of YouTube. I'm not talking about the really genuine people who care and have a concern for students. I talk about the thousands of channels. I don't want to call them as educators at all. Thousands of channels where they play with the emotions, fear of missing out. Whether you have done Pathfinder problem, whether you have done IE Irido problem, so have you done Proto problem, 200 physics challenging problems, 200 more puzzling problems. See, as far as even JEE Advanced is concerned, I will bring up a video on this very soon, and I will share it in a closed community of students who are actually going to be part of this particular revision course. That in the recent JEE Advanced 2022 paper as well, which is considered the toughest examination in the last 5 to 10 years in JEE history. Even in that particular examination, there are so many standard questions where you need to be good at fundamental concepts and how you apply those fundamental concepts to problem solving. There might be definitely a few questions, of course, which will be tough for you to crack, and then so many people play with that particular question. They will take that one tough question from the paper and then they will project it as if that is the entirety of the whole paper. Right? So don't get misled on all these aspects. Keep your focus, keep your preparation properly channelized, properly strategized, and ensure that you are going to be taking this up in a proper way. And I'll soon come up with the details of how I'm going to plan my revision course. It is going to be only in a closed community. I do not want to go the YouTube way. Of course, I might be using YouTube to just post one or two videos so that I can reach out to students. I'll definitely come up with the details about it very soon. I'm quite rigorously planning on how to take it up this year. I want to do it in a very structured manner where we can plan things online and students can effectively utilize their time and get to the point discussions, which will enhance your concepts. It's not like you need to do some so many different varieties of things, so many different problems. You of course need to get exposed to different varieties, no doubt in that, but you have to go in the direction of enhancing your thought process and ensure that have a calm mind. Do not get into that panic state and prepare in a manner which is going to eventually give you that comfort. You're not going to go into a panic mode. So just one or two questions, maybe some 3 questions in JEE advanced paper, they asked some very tough questions. Doesn't mean that you need to take this book, that challenging problem, this challenging problem, whether you know to do this particular problem or not. People are exposing as if they are the ones who are actually going to be setting the JEE advanced papers. And of course, it is good to do those particular problems. See, let me tell you, books like IE Redo, books like Toto, 200 physics problems, 200 puzzling problems, 200 more puzzling problems, all these books will really enhance your thought process toward different level, no doubt in that. But it is not particularly designed keeping JEE advance cracking in mind. No, those are good books where you can enhance your problem solving abilities. Just for that one or two questions which is going to come in your JEE advance, if you are not sure of your proper preparation methods, you are not sure of your concepts, fundamentally you want to first make yourself good, focus on the easier problems of JEE advance. Once you are kind of okay, over your period of 2 years, you have been constantly preparing well, you have been taking all the assignments regularly, all the tests you have faced regularly, you have the confidence that yes, you are already going to be getting a rank in top 2000 at this current moment itself, you have that particular confidence. Yes, then you can take those extra things and you can spend time and do it. Not that you are not confident of the examination at this point in time, and then you want to take up all these things listening to different people over YouTube. Okay, so just ensure that you are going to be properly preparing with a focused approach. Ensure that your problem solving basics are going to be set right first. There are so many problems. I'm going to come up with a video on that on JEE Advanced 2022 paper itself. I will take it and demonstrate where there are so many questions that if you are going to focus on your basics properly, the standard questions, it's not like the questions which will out of the way they have asked something, many questions like that. There are so many questions where standard thinking will ensure that you are going to be in the right frame of mind to attempt that particular question during the examination. So you need to prepare your mind. You need to train your mind to think, to be calm, to be composed, not to be getting into a panic mode. Okay, so I'll just come up with the details of my revision phase soon, and we are going to have a closed community circle where this revision phase is going to be done. I'm going to plan it. Majority of it is going to be done online, and whenever we are going to be meeting up, whenever if you want to ask some doubts for those things, we can definitely have a discussion when we are going to meet face to face, right? But majority of it you can take it as a 100% online course itself.